Da, da, da. Hey everyone, welcome to the D&D with Chrisiousity, the corruption of Lirune. I'm Christy, host, but basically we just play the game once I get done with this stuff. So first, if people in the party want to say hi and introduce yourselves very quickly, I'm Christy playing Elswith, cleric.
Hey,
I'm Rhetoric and Discourse. I play a monk, Cat.
I'm Micro, and I'm playing a Kobold Warlock.
I'm Jess S.D. Fisher, and I'm playing a Paladin Tiefling.
And of course, our mistress of all.
Yep. I am Chrisiousity, and I am the dungeon mistress.
Yes, she is.
She's playing a lot of characters.
So, as we would say in a television show previously, or on the Corruption of Lirune, or in German, was bisher geschah, or something like that.
What happened last time?
Yes.
I know it was German. So, last time we got to the house of the little boy we picked up on the way. That sounded weird. And we got into the house and were locked in, and it turned out they were bad guys. So we got out of the room we were locked in and killed the bad guys. And now we're moving on to the druids.
Yeah. We also did try to be sneaky. We didn't try to murder the bad guys. It was mostly an accident.
I mean, we would have had to murder them anyways.
Accidentally on purpose, maybe.
Accident. I'm a monk. I'm supposed to not be murdering everyone. It's just hard.
Well, that's their fault for being so easy to kill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yes, but in any case, you saved the family, got rid of all the bad guys that needed getting rid of one way or the other, and decided, last I knew, to set out for the Druids' Enclave.
Correct.
And we probably also made an enemy.
What else is new?
Oh yeah, with the guy, the sort of Robin
something.
Hood, the Robin Hood of the wood.
No, he's not. He's not Robin.
Nothing
Hood.
like Robin Hood.
No, but yeah, he's got a band of merry men. Maybe not.
Well, they're not all that many.
He's a bandit, and he has other bandits.
Yeah, but he's got he's got a name. What was it, Guy or Guy or something?
Gentleman something.
Yes.
So, and maybe they wear tights. We don't know. Or at least at this point, you don't know.
They do now. Until otherwise, no, that is my headcanon.
I'm assuming that you head to the Druids' Enclave, or is there anything else that you want to do before?
We're not really in a town. We're in a fortress sort of thing, right? So
There's a town nearby, right?
Yeah, but that town is where.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, other
we
than
were quite explicitly told that we should probably leave.
Yeah, we were trying to get out of town quickly.
Yeah, forgot about that bit.
yeah, we should try to get somewhere. Maybe have a short rest, so we're topped up.
You could go to Vagrin if you wanted to. That's sort of in the opposite direction of the Druids' Enclave, but it is very close. You're basically right on the outskirts of it. Or you could head south. Or you could probably find an area to just sort of sit and chill for a bit if you wanted to.
How are people feeling?
I propose we go off the beaten path, off the road a little bit, and camp out the night, and just a little bit out from the path so that we're not easily spotted.
What time is it when we left anyway?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
It was probably about midday to early afternoon. And you could, if you hoofed it really, really well, you could make it to the Druids' Enclave by nightfall.
Why don't we try that?
Yeah, let's just rush for the Druid's Enclave.
Yeah.
Who am I riding with?
Me. Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
The dog is gone now.
Good.
He's not gone. He's gotten a better home and is unlikely to be killed in battle now.
I had to get out my soundboard again. Okay.
So you, as I said, is anybody keeping watch or the usual?
If we're moving quickly, then there's not much of a watch besides.
Yeah, you're up front. I can take the rear.
Yeah. It'd be ours.
Order, but probably not a watch.
Yeah.
It'd be me and Erasmus riding up front.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you could roll perception with disadvantage or just assume that you're just going too fast to really catch anything. It is up to you.
Or let's hope nothing catches us.
Let's just hope nothing catches us.
Okay. So, actually, you are a very strange group riding south, and if anybody takes any interest in you, they don't show it. When it comes to thundering elvish steeds and horses and all sorts of rather odd people in armor riding very quickly, people don't tend to mess with that. They're just like, yeah, that's not my business. So, this is what happens, and you following along the road. At a certain point, you do have to leave the road to get to the Druid's Enclave, but it's not hard to figure out where to do that. You step up, and with apologies, I didn't get a nighttime pictures, but daytime pictures.
We're so upset right now.
I'm sure this is really messing with your...
Okay, I'm closing my eyes. Okay, I can see how it sees that all dark. It really works.
All right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. All right. So
that looks.
Yeah.
That looks very, very fancy and naturey.
It's like it makes me want to sneeze.
Well, Reverence doesn't have those kind of allergies. So.
What a fantasy, a world with no allergies.
Well, some people do have allergies.
Well, he is immune. He is immune to disease, aren't you?
To the what?
Aren't you immune to disease?
Disease specifically, yeah.
Well, allergies is sort of a disease.
No, I'm immune to disease. It's poison. I'm not immune. That's monks. They get immune to poison.
I'm immune to anything.
All right. Well, you head to the area where it is quite clear this is the right way to go. It is beautiful. It is lush, full of green, growing things. The scent of honeysuckle and jasmine are in the air as you make your way. And the garden, the enclave, seems to almost welcome you, especially you, Reverence. This is a place where your own patron is honored, and it feels almost as if, the leaves kind of brush up against you as if to caress you on the way in, not to stop you, but to just say hi.
I'm a little creeped out by that, considering I'm riding with him.
Yeah, they don't do anything to you. They kind of they come out. It's like they're touching him, and then you get into their zone, and they're like, nope. But at the same time, they don't try to stop you in any way. It's just one of those. It's a very subtle thing but just enough to be clear that it is happening. And Reverence, you have not felt your goddess's presence so strongly since you left the temple. It is palpable inside of you that she is here. You feel that warm, welcoming sense of her just ever presence. And at the same time, there's a hint there, a feeling of almost as if a sense of violation somewhere in the enclave. You sense, even as you walk in, that there has been some trouble or problem here.
Elspeth is just going, oh, pretty.
I want to. I'll ask my elk telepathically if it feels this as well. It's a fake creature. I assume it might have more in touch than me.
Firahel lifts its head and takes a deep sniff and says, there has been bloodshed in the enclave not long since. Gone now, though.
I look to the others. I go, there seems to be trouble here as well.
No. All right. So, come a bit back from the enjoyment.
You continue to...
What kind of trouble are we talking?
Violence of some sorts has been visited upon this place.
All right. As you continue to head in, let's see. You start to hear the sound, very gentle sounds of people talking. And up along the path. So you continue, I'm assuming, along towards that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's presumably the enclave, so yeah.
The area gets a little bit more traveled to where you can see that this is where people go. And as you come into an area that is more cleared away along the path, you see two well, let's see. You see several different figures, and I am going to say roll a perception check, the people up front.
The people up front? Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Erasmus, you see the back of Reverence.
I really should sit in front.
Yeah, but Firahel does not care for you. So, Reverence, you notice that there seems to be everyone here looks like a druid, right? You have your people in very natural clothing or hides. People clearly, some of them have like flowers in their hair. Many of them run around barefoot. And a couple of things, though, pop out to you. One is that it seems like there are young people here and old people here, but nothing in the middle.
Oh no.
So, and there is, I wouldn't say any immediate concern, but they don't, you can see that they are several of them are sort of tending to one another. And there are signs around as you sort of look around that there has been, there are some places where bushes have been trampled or things have been cut. There's just general signs of disturbance in the area. And the further off you look, the more you can see. Now, as you were not attempting to be stealthy, I'm assuming.
Of course not.
Yeah. You are seen very soon by a very elderly dwarven woman who has been talking to one of the children, it looks like, and she raises her face, smiles welcomingly at you, and walks over.
I wait for her to come to me, then I guess.
She bows slightly and says, "Hello and well met, travelers."
Well met. My name is Reverence, and this is my friend Erasmus, and these are the rest of my companions. I have sensed something has happened here.
Yes, we've had a bit of trouble, as it is. But you are welcome here regardless. Please.
What sort of trouble?
Well, why don't you come in and I will. You can come into our tent and we will discuss it.
I look at the others. I'm like, very well. Let us go. And then I'm gonna hop off the elk.
Same here.
Yeah, I'll dismount.
You may leave your animals free. They will come to no harm in the Enclave.
Okay. I'll free my pony.
Beautiful creatures. She says to you, I am Grundalin Sweetwater.
Grundalin Sweetwater. Okay.
How do you spell that name?
Grundalynn.
Thank you.
I am the High Druidess here, along with my twin brother, Grundarud, because he's rude. Don't let him tell you otherwise. But we have been here, some 300 years now.
I'm assuming she's Elven?
She is a dwarven.
Oh, I missed that apparently.
Now, as you are looking at her, she's had her cloak up, and it's been covering most of her face. So, and she indicates to you and brings you into, it's pretty much a tent. These people live very close to nature here. They don't have, there are some buildings of stone. You see a dovecote in the distance, if you know what that is. And some other buildings, but most of the places of shelter are just temporary lean-tos and canvas tents and things of that nature.
How many people does it look like live here?
You could take a perception.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh. Well, that's good. Yeah.
I know the exact amount.
A census pops into your head. No, you looking around and kind of getting a sense of just the traffic patterns and coming and going, you could tell that there are a lot fewer people here than would usually be. So it's a little hard to know for sure. But you can tell there's probably 50 to 100 people in all.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, at least in this area. You obviously,
Yeah.
Enclave goes off in different places, but you can see that that's about what you're talking about here.
Okay, so it's a lot of people. It's not just like 10 people living out in the woods. Fair enough.
No, this is a community of people. And she takes you into one of the tents, which looks very much like any of the others, except a little bit older. And inside of this tent, the person that you take immediately to be her brother, because he looks almost exactly like her, but with a longer beard. Is in discussion with several other older-looking druids of different races. There appears to be a half-orc and an elven or half-elven person's kind of hard to tell. And they are talking together, and he looks up, and his sister says, "Grindarud, we have visitors." And she leads you in.
Hello.
Waves.
Yeah.
And he kind of sniffs and goes, "Good, just what we need." "Well, you're welcome here. Come on, you can come on in and sit down."
Thanks.
I take a seat.
Yeah.
I was entering the enclave, and I sensed that there was a disturbance here. Violence has been visited upon this region recently.
He says, he gives you a measuring look. But Grundalin sits you down and sits next to you and says, "Yes, I'm afraid that is true. But we were able to repel the disturbance, as we have been able to repel many of them." And she takes her hood down, and you see that half of her face has a large purplish scar. Is gone down straight through her, or where her eye would have been, and down her face. And she says, unfortunately, we were taken somewhat by surprise, and in attempting to keep the children safe, I took an injury, but it is not as bad anymore as you would think. But yes, ever since the corruption has started acting up, we get constant requests within the boulderal forests of villages and hamlets, people asking us to come and help as beasts and monstrosities grow ever more ferocious and encroaching upon us, which is why we keep the children here, of course, and we are, though old, a bit old for travel, we are not so weak as you might think. But most of our hale adults are out and about in the world now, fighting off all sorts of various ill beasts.
What attacked here exactly?
You mustn't trouble yourself, she says after a moment. Says, you have come here, and you should be given rest and tranquility and not greater concern. We are here and we can handle those little creatures that get beyond the boundaries of the enclave.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on that.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
7. Great.
I would also like to try to roll an insight because I want to fight. I'm trying to figure out why she won't let me.
nice.
Elspeth, you reverence. You're like, yeah, sounds good. She seems nice and wants to make you tea. Elspeth, you get a sense of this woman's almost injured pride, which to you seems to be even stronger in her than the injury to her face. It's as if she does not want to give somebody else this job because she feels like somebody got the best of her and that shouldn't have gotten the best of her, and now she's mad about it.
Got it.
Basically.
All right. I lean forward and say, well, actually, it would be really helpful if you could point us toward some encounters with those things. We've been running into them all over, and we're kind of doing some research. So your knowledge is incredibly valuable, and if you could point us in the right direction, it would really actually help us out with our research. So you're actually doing us kind of a favor with all of the information you can bring.
She looks at you and says, "What kind of research?"
Mushrooms.
Yeah. Well, we're tracking the effects of, and I bring out my journals. Like, we're tracking the effects of the corruption on nature, and we're looking at fungi because they're everywhere. These are my companions. It's so dangerous that part of our research is turned into the ways the corruption is hassling different parts of the island.
All right, you can roll persuasion with advantage on that one.
Excellent. Oh, with is that?
Thanks, fuck for advantage.
Yes. Yes. My heart sank, and they went, "Oh no."
She sort of leafs through, and she says, "Remind me in the morning to take you to see Big Bertha."
Oh, yes.
And she nods after a moment and looks to you and says, "What do you know of the curse of lycanthropy?"
Ooh. Is that to me personally or to the group?
Just sort of to the group.
What do I know about
Let's
the curse of lycanthropy?
I can do an arcana check, but
I would. That's
or is that a religion check?
Arcana or religion would work.
Oh, I'll do a religion. It's a bit better for me.
Should we all roll, or?
I would say 2 people.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Anyone who's particularly good.
That too.
All right. So, obviously both of you have heard of it.
Have the rest of us heard of it?
I'm going to say that you've at least encountered fairy tale stories about it.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what the word means. Okay, yeah.
You know what it means. And I'm going to, do you, in metagaming here a little, do you guys know what the word means, or do I need to define it? Or
It's werewolves.
Yeah.
Werewolves, yes. Werewolves, tigers.
Everyone has that base knowledge.
Okay. All right.
In the game, too.
So you do have the base knowledge, and Christy, you also know that it's not only werewolves, that there could be were-rats, were-tigers, were-bears, and that depending on what kind of were you're talking about, wolves tend to be the most feral and aggressive when the change takes them. And you're aware that it really, a lot of different things depend. Some werewolves or were beasts are born what they are. Others have been transferred the curse. But regardless, it's a difficult thing for many people to live with. Some people who are good struggle mightily against it. Other people just sort of go with it. So.
Yeah, I kind of give some cover. Oh yes, at the magic school we had a class on this, and I kind of fill in the party while I show off my book learning.
Is it like, okay, so out of game here, it's sort of out of game. Is it like the moon causes them to change, like in real life myths, or?
Depends a little on the type of were, but the full moon on werewolves will definitely force the change. It's the one time that they cannot sort of resist it. Though any time the moon is out or at night is when they are most likely to be able to turn.
Okay.
So she nods and she said, she says, yes, we had some travelers come, and this was last night. They came during the day and appeared strange, but they had no weapons and they were not threatening, and it is our way to offer hospitality to strangers, even those who seem a bit off. However, I guess we should have paid better attention to our instincts, and this is a hard reminder of that. At this, Grunderud comes over, and he sort of puts his hand on his sister's shoulder and says, any of us should have paid more attention. It's not your fault. The important thing is none of the children were hurt. And then he turns and he says, we were able to chase them out of here. Though some people took some injuries, no one was killed. What they were after, I am not sure. Probably just violation of a sacred place. It's been.
Do you know where they went?
He looks and he says they ran south and towards the Bouldural Forest. We are not, all of us, as fast as we used to be. Though I am still capable of turning into a flighted creature, and I followed them. They have an encampment a little southeast of here.
What are you thinking, Reverence? We go pay them a visit.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow.
Um,
I wonder what burning werewolves smell like.
Why is that what you think about?
I don't know, but why do you think about the things you think about?
I turned to them. Say, is there a place where we can get lodgings for the night and some meals?
Of course. We have many tents that are open and free now with people off. But if you prefer more civilized, and she says civilized in a way that makes you think that it's like a dirty word to her, more civilized places, we do have a small place with some beds. More often used when people aren't feeling well than anything else. But we can go there, and of course, we've already had our evening repast, but we have some more, and I will have some brought to you immediately. And she goes off and which do you prefer?
I'm fine with tents if you guys are.
I'm fine with whatever.
I mean, we're used to sleeping in a magic hut, so.
So she doesn't even blink at the magic hut thing. So she just goes and leads you to a tent. Makes sure that it is that you have all the blankets and the bedrolls that you could need, and it's really nice in this tent. It's it's cozy. There's a little bit of a fire just outside. It's almost like a ziggurat, if you know what that is. Okay, so it's more like that, and it is cozy and warm and nice in there. The bedrolls are quite thick with rushes and hay. It smells good. So she goes off, and a little while
before she goes off, two things. I would like to offer my healing skills if there's anybody who would maybe depleted, and I could help out the community and anyone who is hurt. And also where to find, is it Big Bertha in the morning?
She laughs. She says, well, if you can, I don't think we need healing so much, but I understand that your people have an ability to bless others. If you could bless some of those who are out on watch tonight, I could have them stop in here to receive your blessing.
Yes.
That would be quite helpful.
I might be happy to.
Very, very kind. Thank you. And don't worry, I'll take you to see Bertha in the morning myself.
Okay.
I get up quite early.
Okay. I don't.
Fair enough. So she goes out, and a little bit later, some young kind of teenage-looking people come back. There's a half-elf girl and a very dark-skinned human male. They come in. The girl has like a big tea set that she sits down. and she just smiles. She's very friendly and gregarious. And the human male comes in, and he has a giant pot of like a really good herbal smelling stew that has some meat in it, or what you take to be meat, and some very warm, fresh bread rolls. And some cheeses and fruit.
Well, I add some mushrooms. There's some of the edible mushrooms to the mix that I've been keeping dry.
So they both nod and sort of lead you to it and leave you to it. And a little later, the people do come by and they take your blessing.
Yes, bless. Oof. You're better now. For 8 hours. For 8 hours.
That will help with the watch, no doubt. Thank you.
Cool.
I would, before we go to bed, does anyone have anything else? I would like to burn a page in the fire out front and sort of like try to get a sense of what my patron thinks of this place.
Roll a religion check.
Where are you? Natural 20.
Oh gosh. All right. Your patron, as you stare at the fire, is neither it has sort of neutral take on this place. He a little bit thinks it would be better if it was burned down a little more.
I agree.
But is aware that this is not okay here. And doesn't seem to has no aggressive intent.
Just an aesthetic preference.
On the other hand, some of the creatures here are really good at playing with fire. He kind of likes that. It's kind of cool. And he thinks they should do it more, but respects their connection with his elemental form. And he's, on the whole, neutral, but kind of cool with them. Thinks, you could help him.
Okay.
Elsbeth will spend time in meditation, worship of her goddess, and also she's going to get her mushroom notes in order and remind everybody in the party how important these mushrooms are. It's this is definitely mushroom watch.
I don't hear it.
Current year.
Looking in there. I'm too focused on the fire and my prayer.
Yeah.
Is there any grass around?
Yes.
Lou's just gonna go roll around on the ground.
Eat some of it, puke it back up.
Potentially throw up some of it, not say anything.
You could probably find some catnip.
But yes.
If you wanted to make a nature check.
Uh-oh. Where you at? Character sheet. Nature. Oh, my nature's bad. 12.
You don't find any catnip, though you at a certain point you do smell it, so you know it's around. But it's kind of hard in the dark to tell exactly where it is, and there's so many things that smell around here. All the herbs and flowers that it's just too confusing. But you do find a nice patch of sort of fluffy grass that just
Thanks.
it just feels great up against the fur. Anyone else?
Nope.
All right. So you head to sleep, and nothing much happens, and then you sleep.
Rested. Yeah.
You're rested, and you wake up the next day.
We have back to full health then. Sweet.
Mhm.
44.
Oh my
Get
god,
on my-
points.
Nothing happened during the night. Hurrah.
that we know of.
Yeah. I think they would have maybe come for us. Maybe not.
Unless they're all dead.
Oh, you're cheerful in the morning.
Just saying.
Let's see.
I think if there had been an absolute wiping out of 100 people, you would have been
Yeah, we would have.
aroused.
It would have woke us. Yeah.
Assassins.
Ninjas.
Ninja robots.
Wacky ninjas that somehow decided to just leave you.
Yeah.
I'm going to because I think I can because I'm a paladin. I'm going to change out the detect magic spell. Didn't mean to click on that. I'm going to replace it with what's it called? Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
It's a concentration +2 to AC spell.
Oh, nice.
Just in case somebody needs it. I can throw it on anybody, basically.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right. So you wake up the next morning and you find that a breakfast has been left outside with honey and kind of like scones.
I like this place.
And there's a big bunch of flowers on the tray that they have left, and some hot tea.
All right, then. So, we
We have a lovely breakfast.
have a lovely breakfast. What is our plan here?
Well, I've got to go talk to some lady about about some mushrooms.
And a big Bertha.
Yeah.
Do you think Big Bertha is a person or a named mushroom?
Or a big goat.
Or both?
I don't know. Do you guys want to get more intel on how many people there might have been and what damage they might have already had done to them? Or while I do that?
Sure.
Okay. If that's okay with you guys. Because we don't really know how many we're fighting yet or what their tactics are.
Well, I would assume wolf tactics.
Well, you know.
Pack tactics?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, do they just brawl? Do they stalk people? Like what? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep you guys entertained while I go talk to some lady about a mushroom.
I can entertain myself.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how I feel about fighting dog people.
They're not dog people.
They're wolf people.
They're wolf people. Completely different creatures.
Well, there might, like, we're assuming they're wolves. There might be other were creatures. Maybe there's a were tiger. Maybe.
If we're fighting a were tiger, then we're not going to win against a were tiger.
Well,
Not gonna lie, if we fight against a were tiger, I might switch sides.
well, I guess you guys could find that out if you go and interview some of the villagers.
Well,
So we can all do reconnaissance.
they can't be that bad if these old people were able to fight them off.
Oh,
All right, I'm out.
They said so themselves.
They're
guys-
druids.
Looking for Bertha.
They don't have to be like powerful in order to defend themselves.
I didn't say that. They said themselves that they were not at their peak performance.
Of course not. They're old,
Yeah, exactly.
but they're not incapable. That's what I'm saying.
Obviously they were able to fight them off.
I wonder how many there are. We should go ask.
Yes,
Somebody likes to go with me.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll go too.
All right.
Okay. So as you leave the tent, you immediately see Grundalin and Grunderud. They're both about doing whatever, you assume it's druid business. Druid stuff, like,
Thing.
it doesn't make any sense to you, but they're like, one of them is talking to a tree, and then another is sort of looking at a bunch of like little animals that are clustered around and just running in a circle. So, okay, druid stuff.
As you do.
As you do.
It's a fucking Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie with a little bit more grit, I guess you could say. You would not be surprised to see birds following behind and helping out Grundalin. But you also wouldn't be surprised to see, say, a bunch of worms following her around either, So, in any case, yeah, they're both there.
Well, we should go up and ask them.
When Grundalin sees you, she waves at you, she smiles. You can see that some healing has been done on her face. It's probably very serious injuries, as you know, can take successive healings to fully bring them back to rights. But she comes and says, come, and takes you on one of the winding paths. And she takes you and brings you here to see
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My knees go weak. And I have to stop in the path.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
I've never seen anything like it. It's so big.
Indeed, it is a very big mushroom. Not that you would pick such a mushroom, but if you did, you could hold it like an umbrella over your head, and it would be.
Wow.
Is it edible?
You're not here.
Make a joke.
Yeah. So I get out my journal and so.
And the area around it, those are also fungal in nature, not quite the same. But she kind of just goes through and she tells you all about Big Bertha and, that it is nearly 100 years old.
Wow.
And has there is one of several giant mushrooms that just sort of spontaneously have grown in this area. Though it's the only one left at this point. But she thinks, it kind of fluctuates as all things in nature do, and she expects to see others come along.
I get out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And she just, she tells you there are druids who sort of specialize in spores and fungi, but the last one who used to live here has sort of gone on. But she's always considered it something that she's personally had an interest and fascination for.
I get out the Monstrosities Tome of Mushrooms by Glittergem. And I look up to see if Bertha is in the tome.
No. Most of the Bertha is not a myconid. In other words, Bertha does not have an intelligence.
Ah, okay.
So, if you could cast Speak with Plants, you could probably talk to it a little bit, but it would be a really boring conversation about mushrooms.
Got it right. Yeah, well, I take like copious notes and offer other stuff, and yeah, I just geek out, I guess, for a bit.
This is the healthiest mushroom area you have seen since leaving.
Also, yeah, making notes of that, and also I'm sharing with her the information about the state of fungi around the rest, especially near the corruption.
Yeah, she's clucking her teeth. Oh my.
Yeah, so look for this. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Right.
Wow. She's got a big smile on her face.
Yeah. All right. And the other three who are not geeking out with mushrooms.
Meanwhile, I guess we're asking about what we can expect.
There were two of them that came here, Grunderud says, and they turned. When I followed them, there were other wolves around, but from my vantage point, I could not tell if they were werewolves or wolves or exactly what they were. They looked rather bigger than your average wolf, but I could not find out without going much closer, and I felt it was unsafe.
Of course.
But it's clearly some sort of pack. And I believe I saw 3 or 4 other wolves that the 2 that were here met up with. And but they were taking shelter in a burrow away from their encampment, and there could have been more potentially. They will look normal during the day. It will be very hard to know whether you are dealing with normal people or with lycanthropes. It's one of the...
Well, presumably there aren't any non-cursed in that encampment.
Yes, if they stay in the encampment, and he sort of draws you, a map. Now, I don't know if you've ever had older people give you directions before. Or druids give you directions before. Both are a little bit of a weird thing. It's kind of like, oh yeah, go to that big tree, not the big tree, but the big tree, right? And then if you were to go down from the big tree, but not the big tree, you would see a bunch of little trees in a group, and like that's kind of what you get. But you get a general gist of where it is, at least.
Okay.
All right. And I'm assuming you all come back.
I rejoin the party.
Oh. All righty. And do you head out?
I'm ready, guys, if you are. I've got all kinds of new notes about mushrooms.
What time of day is it by now?
10.
Yeah.
How
Do
long
we want to do this during the day or during the night?
Yeah, that's what I'm
how long
thinking.
is it going to take to get there?
Exactly.
Yeah, we could probably maybe stake out the place, like get some info on what it looks like during the day when we're not
But how far away is it? How long would it approximately
how-
take us to
By
get
the tree.
It's
the
by
big
the-
tree,
not
but
the
not the
big,
really
big
big tree.
How far is that?
So, about that long. So I propose we try to find this place during the day instead of trying to follow the directions during the night.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
Although at night would be more dangerous.
When we think we're getting kind of close, we can do scouting. So.
All right.
And we can always tiny hut into the night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you head out. And let's see. Is it your usual reverence is up front with Erasmus?
Are we taking? Is it far enough that we taking our mounts? Taking?
Or we
Dave
going by
along?
foot?
Yeah, how far away is it walking from here?
So Gunter says, well, I was flying, and it didn't take that long flying. But, I'm a lot faster when I'm flying.
Maybe we'll get there later in the day. We'll have less time to wait till the sun goes down if we walk.
But I would be worried about, I think the elk could take care of itself, but the other ones, those horses.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tend to
So-
agree.
Leave the horses and take the elk.
Yeah, the horses are probably having a grand old time. Walking around free, meeting other horses. Yeah, let's go by. Let's hoof it, except for the elk.
All right.
That's actually gonna hoof it.
Do elks have hooves?
I don't know.
Do elks have hooves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, well, a hoof is like is if they have one like a horse. I think they have two.
They have that cleft hoof,
Yeah.
don't they, or something? There's something in the Bible about that.
The hooves.
Yeah.
They're even-toed ungulates rather than odd-toed.
They have split hooves.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
It's
Not an
language.
ungulate.
Yeah, it's a language barrier because in Danish the word for hoof only referred to the ones, so that's why I got confused in my head.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much just different kinds of hooves.
Look, there's a fancy word for it, but I can't pronounce it. So
That's all.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Anyways. So you head south, and let's see.
We're walking.
Are you going fast? Are you going, or are you just trying to?
I mean, I don't think we're going full speed. We're
No, I think
probably
we're-
like hurrying a bit, but also like keep not fast enough that we can't keep an eye out because we are moving towards a place with fucking werewolves.
I'd say we move slow, so stealth, being able to make stealth rolls as a group.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We don't know
Okay.
what we're walking into.
All right. So group stealth.
Yes.
Go for it.
That could have been better.
Disadvantage for me. So an 8.
Oh, those two roll? Everybody rolls?
Bam.
Yeah, the cat's gonna carry the stealth roll.
Yeah, I definitely.
Well, you do have +8 in it, so
You have disadvantage, Elspeth.
Sorry?
You have disadvantage, or
What are you wearing? otherwise?
I'm wearing some kind of armor. Yeah,
Some
scale
kind of
mail.
armor.
Heavy
Scale
armor?
mail.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
male, 5e.
I think it's just heavy armor that gives you.
I don't know. It's a medium armor.
Yeah.
It has disadvantage.
okay.
because it
Some-
clinks.
Yeah, because it clinks. So you have a 3, an 8, a 12, and a 28.
Thank you for the 28.
feel like
You're
just
not a
let-
stealthy group.
Yeah.
Does the elk get a stealth roll?
The elk's not with us.
The elk's staying home.
Oh, the elk is staying?
I thought.
I would-
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
if we're not riding the horses, the elk could stay up there too.
Okay.
And frolic. Okay.
He doesn't seem like a frolicking type.
No, he does not frolic. He just walks around looking noble.
He strikes poses everywhere he goes.
Typical Dave.
Mhm. All right, so yeah. Gosh, you guys try to be stealthy. And Blue does good, but the rest of you, it's just kind of hard. Elspeth frequently trips over tree roots.
Don't have a great dex.
And the others are just like going as slow as they can. But this is, I'm going to say this is about getting to the forest. And let's see, roll perception.
Okay.
Who? Which one of us?
Ooh, dang. All right.
Well, I guess it must be Robert.
We'll let Elspeth do it.
Elspeth, as much as you're not good at keeping an eye out for tree roots, you are great at keeping an eye out for tracks. And you, somewhere along the time, you were like, hey, these look like wolf tracks. And you're able to get a really good beat on the way that they went. And you get into the forest without any difficulties of figuring out just exactly where they went, and what direction they were going and speed. So you could pretty much tell us anything about how these wolves were
Well, I relate
doing their wolf thing.
Cool. We relate that
How many?
to.
How many were there?
Yes. Can I tell from the different
Well,
tracks?
Yeah, you can tell that there were originally 2, and that right at the beginning of the woods, another 2 showed up,
Okay.
Hmm.
4.
and they look different. Their tracks are they're all lupine, but they do look different.
All right. Relate that information to the party. And yeah, we get to the edge of the woods, so this is where the clankety clanks stop. And the sneaky sneaks start.
All right, you can give me another group stealth check, and we'll have this one going to the camp.
Okay.
Are we
You
all
want me
going?
to go ahead?
Yeah, I want it scouted a little bit.
Well, to scout it, we need to be stealthy.
But no, not all of us.
Yes.
Only the stealthy people going. I'm not
Oh.
going. I don't think Reverend should go.
Oh, that's what you meant by the clank stops. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Oh no.
Oh,
A 9 and a 25.
well, that's a full range.
You know what, though? A 9 is still better than most of the things.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a natural one.
It's a skill roll. It's not a
Yeah. I'm gonna say between the two of you, you make the
Damn it, guys. Before you left, I was going to cast guidance on you.
Guidance is a 1-moment action.
Oh,
Okay,
not
so
the...
You would
But
have been there for
lasts for a minute, doesn't... yeah, it's not long enough. You're right.
Yeah, if they're gonna be stealthing for like a couple of 30 minutes or so, guidance didn't do shit.
It'd
Basically,
be awesome for the first 5 minutes.
yeah.
well, Blue, Erasmus, you are just invisible in these woods. You're like a ninja.
I'm David Copperfielding it here.
Yeah, you're practically hovering. You might as well be for all the you're just jiving in with the natural scenery. Blue, you're going along, and suddenly you get such a huge smell of wolf, and you're like, oh, wet fucking dog, and you start sneezing. But you manage.
What are you doing?
You manage to muffle it enough that you doubt that unless anybody was like really paying a lot of attention, they wouldn't have noticed you.
Mhm.
Eventually, you make it into the forest and into the area where the camp is. How close do you go?
So, what does the camp look like? Like, is it does it have a big wooden like fence made out of logs, pointed logs, or like is it a couple of
No.
tents?
No, it just looks like an area in the forest where maybe some people have been going on an extended camping trip.
Okay, so a couple of tents and stuff like that, or
Why don't you? Right now, you can just tell that this is whereabouts it is. So you got to tell me how close up
Okay.
you're willing to go.
Do we?
You were pretty stealthy. So.
well, close enough that I can tell what's like. I can get a sense of how many there might be, and like how well defended the camp is. So I'll basically sneak until I know I will like move until I can get a sense of those things.
All right. So for that, I would have you roll an investigation check.
Okie dokie. 10.
You can tell no more about the number than you already know. There's definite activity that has been around. You can't. There's a sort of a fire pit in the middle. There are some bedrolls. It looks to you like they've been maybe they're more likely to sleep during the day.
That makes sense.
But at this point in the day, this is towards late afternoon. They're not sleeping, but it looks like maybe you just missed them. You can see a couple of shapes of what look like people. You see them with one of them is apparently with what looks like a very large wolf to you, but you can't really make out much beyond that, and you don't see the other one. That you know there's at least one more humanoid person around, and you don't see anybody else.
What time of day is it by now?
You're getting into the afternoon.
Okay. I sneak back and relay this information to Blue, who I'm assuming has stayed a little behind since he's sneezing.
What do you?
It doesn't look like it's well defended, but it does look like, from what I can tell, that the big wolves are just big wolves. They're not lycanthropes.
Okay.
So we most likely have 4 actual lycanthropes and then some number of big wolves. But it does not look well defended.
Do you think we should grab Elspeth and Reverence and we should have come up with a reason of the way to tell them to get over here?
Oh, let's head back. Let's head back because there's no way we're sneaking. We are unlikely to be able to sneak up on them. So we need to figure out.
All right.
It might be worth getting them, even though it's not well defended, it might be worth getting them out of there somehow. Not fighting on their home turf.
Okie doke.
Let's head back. I think we have what we need. Or at least as much as we're getting.
So sneak back.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you sneaked back. I agree. We shouldn't fight them in the camp.
Yes.
I think we should draw them out here in the open where we can see them so they can't sneak up on us.
The question is how.
Well, we make a lot of noise.
You also have a really fast cat.
I
Who's
think
very good at distracting.
we
We have
make
already
a-
realized.
So you want
maybe
you
make a
want
big
the dog,
fire.
You want the dog people to hold on, big fire? Yeah, that's a good idea.
We wait till it gets dark and then we make a big fuck off fire. That'll get their attention.
And it will give me something to attack with.
See?
Will it get there? Will they come here for their attention, or will they run away from it?
I think they're gonna come and investigate.
But do we want to attack them at night?
That's another. Yeah, we still got a little bit of daylight, and right now.
Does anyone know what phase the moon is in right now?
Anybody in tune with nature? I could give it a roll. I mean, I'm normally looking at mushrooms, but I could see if I
We
noticed. Oh, Chrisiousity, you're muted, by the way.
Sorry. Let's see.
I just volunteered a nature roll. I didn't even agree with you. I just offered you one. Oh God, it's
No,
on the
that's
table.
cool. You did fine. Last night was the night before the full moon. Tonight
Oh.
is the full moon.
I want to fight werewolves, you guys.
At night.
are they more
Yeah.
powerful when
Makes
the
for a
full
better
moon?
story.
I think they just go crazier.
Well,
You're-
in that case, that might help us because they will be less likely to have tactics.
How about we set up a fake camp
Ooh.
We can do
with a
that.
fire,
Yes.
with a bonfire, and we set up an ambush of sorts.
I can climb trees and jump.
All right. Well, I am planning on then casting, by the way, the first round I would cast Spirit Guardians. So you guys want to try to stay within 15 feet of me. Do you know Spirit Guardians?
Nope.
Yes.
It fucking rocks. For those of you who don't know, why don't we just surprise you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Do it. It's a really cool spell.
Okay. So create a bonfire. Kitty claims tree.
What are you doing, Erasmus?
Yeah, hiding behind something, I guess.
You can disguise yourself.
That
As
is
something
true.
frail and easily defeatable.
I need to
Or-
be able
or-
to see you, though, so I can find you. I need to.
Or I can disguise myself as like a bush.
A rock. Yeah.
Yes.
No, but we want them to come here.
Yes, they'll come to me.
No, they're not going to come
Oh,
to you.
you're
You're big
gonna
and
be alone.
scary.
You're
I'm a
out-
single person at a campsite at night.
Yeah.
I can hide behind a tree or something. Or no, I can't because we're in the
If the
forest.
bandits were willing to rob us with how scary I am, then I'm pretty sure werewolves will do the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, if you're in a tree, that means they're going to come out underneath you and behind. You're going to be behind them, hopefully.
Yes,
I
that's
don't
my hope.
know. I guess I'm gonna. I don't really have a place where I can take cover. In if we've got
Well,
an
behind
open
a
area.
tree.
Yeah.
Are we in the forest with the campfire, or are we out in the open on the edge of the forest?
I would like.
We probably want to make the camp obvious and then by the forest so that we can hide.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like by the edge of the forest.
Okay, all right.
So
Okay,
we'll make the camp very obviously not in the forest.
okay.
Can I use disguise self to like, because of understanding of that spell is that it only really like makes me look like someone else
Yes, you can make yourself. You can't really make your. So you can't make yourself look like a bush, but you can look
No.
like a person wearing a bush.
So like get rid of the suit, basically.
Yeah.
I say that we use Erasmus to look like somebody frail. I hear he's a really good tank. I've heard that rumor.
Oh, like one of the villagers or something.
Yeah.
Make him look like a little grandmother.
I had a
Yeah.
dream that where someone said that.
Like a little gnome that looks
Yeah.
delicious and also tiny and weak.
Yeah. And you'll be okay. You'll have reverence, and I'll be in the
Also,
tree.
I won't actually be a tiny defenseless gnome.
I mean, you're a good tank. We know that.
Elspeth and Erasmus, you heard something.
Oh, well, it might be now.
Light everything on fire.
Just lightning everything.
I'm not against that option.
The whole fucking forest.
Nuke it.
Yeah, I guess we both react by getting in armor or weapon stance or fight stance or something.
What is this, JoJo's?
Still gonna climb the nearest tree though.
Okay.
Yeah. Have sword shield out.
I'm looking around to see if I can see anything.
Roll perception.
15.
Let me. You don't see anything.
Dang it.
Keep going with the plan. Hope for the best.
I believe the plan is already in next.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find. We haven't seen anything. Might just be getting nervous.
Hold on just a second. Paladin, 5th edition.
Let me have a look. Let's see. I could detect good and evil, but I think we know.
Yeah.
No.
I can stay up on the tree and just keep watch. But I think you also just keep setting up for a camp.
I think if you could take good and evil, it would highlight a werewolf.
Assuming it's an evil werewolf.
Werewolves.
Actually, I lied. I had prepared detect magic.
Well, isn't the
nature.
curse magical?
I don't believe it works that way.
Well,
I guess what we should probably do is, leave a lookout. But I think you're right. I think we're busted. So the question is now, should we just make the campfire and keep
Pretend like nothing's wrong.
it might work.
Yeah.
Double surprise.
Yeah, we know they're coming. So just pretend like we don't know they're coming.
All right. So let's just start setting up for a camp then, I guess.
I'll make the fire.
Well, you get on with that.
So from whatever tallest tree I can find nearby, I'm gonna keep a lookout.
All right, roll perception.
18.
Okay, so you get up the tree, and I'm not going to make you roll to get up the tree. So, and you look around, and because of your height, you can see that there are shapes keeping to the woods, trying to be sneaky, but they're encircling you guys, or they're trying to encircle. They're not attacking yet.
Oh, I have no way to tell you this.
You can just yell it.
I think that defeats the purpose.
Well, is it more important that you stay hidden or that we know?
Were you trying to stay hidden from them?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, then roll. In that case, I'm gonna have you roll stealth.
24.
All right. Give me a second.
Okay. Should I do that? That's a natural 20. Well, you're spotted.
Yeah. You get the sense that at least one of the figures, and it's a little hard to see how many you're dealing with, took note of you.
Okay, as I'm making the campfire, I would like to extend some, basically lay out some paths of firewood that go spiral out, so I have something to burn out to cause the fire to burn should I need it.
All right. First spotted. Fudge. All right.
Well, you don't know. You don't. Or I guess do you know that you've been spotted?
I know that I've probably been spotted.
Okay.
I took the perception check you had into account and figured you probably would have noticed.
You'd been noticed.
That you've been noticed.
All right. So jumping down from the tree and explaining that we're being circled. We probably don't want to be in the middle of the circle.
All right, jumping down from the tree. Let's go. Give me an acrobatics check.
Breaks both his legs.
I also have slow fall, so it takes quite a bit. It takes quite a bit of a fall for me to take damage.
Well, you need to get past some of them.
Oh shit.
That you're not gonna just down. I'm gonna say that you are aware of that and you move very quickly. So they do not, whether they noticed you getting down or what, probably, but they do not attempt to catch you because you are just too damn fast.
All right. So, yes, relay information. Just so you'll know.
Shit.
They're surrounding us, and we should probably not be in the middle now.
Well, how we set up with the fire, because the way Spirit Guardian works is it's a 15-foot radius from me. And now we also have a fire here, so we don't want
currently there's a bonfire in the middle of the pretend camp thing, and there's some arms out from lines out from it of firewood that I could set on fire.
What I would suggest then is if you stand closer to the fire, and then the other two, if you guys could maybe stand to try to protect me a bit, because it's a concentration spell.
Okay.
Then I can hold my concentration.
I go and stand so that the fire, I'm basically standing next to the fire so that the fire's between me and the direction they're coming from.
Yeah, that'll work.
And I'm ready to.
So then we're sort of standing behind you.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Or if you guys just want to stand in a line by the fire, I can stand. No, because we're being surrounded. So.
Being surrounded, yeah.
All right.
By the way, I take it we're alerted that this is happening, and when Blue comes running at us, going,
yes,
guys, we're being surrounded. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Dungeon Mistress. Go ahead.
So you set up. You take your time. And then you wait. And you wait.
Bastards.
And you wait. grows later and later.
I try to keep the fire going.
Yeah, keep the wood piled up.
Yeah.
The moon starts to rise.
Fuck, that's what they're waiting for.
Of course.
We should have gone. We should have gone fucking hunting them.
And it gets higher and higher in the sky. Who is keeping, whoever is paying attention can give a perception.
Well, I'm waiting to cast my spell, so I think I would be paying attention.
Okay.
Because I'm looking for movement to know when to start casting.
Okay. Right. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to grab something here.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, I'm gonna step out real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
As the moon gets to its zenith, we're talking about midnightish, right? You see in the hill near you a wolf come out and does not appear. He's too far away for you to hit him with anything. He lets out a giant wolf howl into the night. And if I can get this to work, excuse me. And you hear more sounds of brush all around you. They are obviously encircling you.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear answering howls in every direction, and growls. It's hard to tell how many there are.
Like I start lighting getting the fire to burn out of the arms from the central fire.
And it is time for everyone to roll initiative.
Yes.
That's a bit low. Ooh, nice. Ooh.
Wow.
I'm busy with the fire pound.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, you already. Oh, sorry.
So that is not what's typical.
No, it's like the opposite. What it should be.
That's all right. All right, I am going to do this on a different place so that you can't see it.
Okay.
All right, let's see. All right.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get me a drink.
Okay.
All right. Oh shit.
Having a fridge in my office is like the best thing ever.
You said that so many times.
Because it comes in handy so often.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much having a beer fridge like within arm's length away, like how handy that is.
You and War Corpse, huh?
And now you know why hotels put in the mini bars and charge a lot.
No, it's fantastic. I just restocked it with Coronas because Corona's shutting down for like the virus stuff, so that, because they're not essential.
Because of it?
Oh.
Okay, so
because they're not essential. And
yeah, okay, so not because oh shit, no one's gonna buy it.
No. Yeah, because they're not essential, and so finding it is getting difficult in the States. Yeah. So I bought like a 24 bottle of Coronas, and I have way too many Coronas now. Also, I have found the joys of a coffee stout with breakfast.
Of a what?
Okay.
Coffee stout
Oh.
with
Wow.
breakfast, like bacon and eggs and toast, and a coffee stout is.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is very good, and I should not have discovered this because I'm technically still working.
Do you want to wait until Jess comes back? Because he goes second.
He does know my spell, so he doesn't have to have it explained.
Okay. All right. So, Elspeth, you are first.
Yes, I am casting Spirit Guardians. I'm going to put the text up so people can see. And yeah, I want to cast it at level 3. Thank you very much. It didn't give you the...
No, you have to choose between the spell card or the attack. You can set that in the...
Okay, well, then I'm going to have to kind of read it out, so I apologize for that. Now I have to get to the window. But basically, I call forth spirits to protect me by using my holy symbol. They flit around me to a distance of 15 feet for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes, as long as I concentrate. They appear as angelic, sort of like haze, like we have spectral forms that appear angelic. And I can also designate any number of creatures that I see to be unaffected. So all the party members are unaffected by what's going to happen now. Any affected creature's speed is halved in the area within the 15 feet radius. For the first time on its turn, or if it starts inside it, it has to make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails the save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage. If it makes the save, it takes half damage. And then I also think they have disadvantage because of the radiance on, there are something like there's an advantage on the attack or something else, but that's not in here. Basically, radiant damage effects.
Okay. So, you do that, and where is everybody else? Just so I'm clear. So Elspeth is kind of in the center.
Right.
And I'm standing, like...
between me and the fire.
Yeah, so the fire is between me and the edge of the forest, and then I'm getting the arms I've laid out ready.
All right, back.
So I'm just getting a sense of where everybody is. So how far away from Elspeth are you? Where are you, Reverence?
So if they were encircling us, and Erasmus is on one side of the fire, where's Elspeth exactly?
I'm then behind him. So if they're coming at us and the fire's first, and then it's him, then it's me, and then you two are sort of my flanking protection.
Okay, so you're on the other side of the fire, or are you between him and the fire?
No. Fire. If you go from the forest, forest, other side of the camp, fire, me, Elspeth, and then you two. It's in some configuration out there.
Okay. I guess I'll stay on the other side of Elspeth then.
Okay. Are you close to her? Are you within the Spirit Guardian 15 feet?
I'll be 10 feet away from her so she can continue to have the boost from my aura of protection.
Okay.
If he's on the pitching mound, I'm on second, and you guys are in left and right field.
All right.
That doesn't help me.
It helps them.
I also I wanted to say, I got distracted, that I wanted to have I have my shield out. Did I say that?
You can have had your shield out.
All right, I'm my shield and sword out, but I also wanted to be taking the dodge action.
Okay, so that's your action.
That's like what I've been doing until it gets to like the actual. I actually saw something, basically.
Okay.
Like I'm going full defense, basically. Is what I was saying.
All right. And Blue, where are you?
I'll be flanking Elspeth on whatever side Reverence isn't covering.
Okay.
About 10 feet away as well. So.
All right. So are you sort of in front of or behind Erasmus? Because he's already kind of flanking her on one side.
Cozy up, guys.
Cozy up.
The movement, yeah. You want them inside my zone of guardians here.
Your zone of death.
Yeah, slowness.
Yeah.
For them.
And death.
Yeah, just a spot that's next to Elsbeth.
All right. So
I'm gonna try to bring someone to you.
I won't be swinging, so
It's okay. I'm still gonna try to bring someone to you.
okay.
Now that I know what this does, people are gonna get here.
Well,
Yeah.
then they're gonna have to if they want to attack us, unless they have.
What does your
range.
spirit guardians look like anyway?
Angelic, like light kind of. Oh, they're really pretty, and they're like boy and girls, and sort of androgynous, and they sort of float around. Like,
Are they armed with anything, or
just love?
They hack them to death.
holy shit? That's fucking terrifying. That's almost worse than if they had weapons.
They just
They're
like
annoying.
melt. They just like melt.
They just
into
grab
you.
things and then things just like they burst into blood from the hose.
Yeah.
They just smell like patchouli.
They basically just claw people to death. It's horrifying.
Or they like hug them and then like slowly like go into them, like this,
My
almost
God.
like demons.
Jesus Christ.
okay. All right. I am going to. So you're taking the dodge action,
Yes.
and excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Sorry about that.
Dog hair.
So
Wolf hair.
you see one wolf saunters just to the sort of edge of where you can see him, and just sort of he's just staring down at you guys. He's probably about 30 feet away from Reverence, which would make him like 60 feet away from Erasmus, who's at the furthest edge that I can figure. So he's smart enough that he seems to be standing out of direct range, and he's watching you from the sides.
Does he look like does he look like he's just a big wolf, or does he look excuse me, like he's one of the lycanthropes?
Take a perception check really quick.
Nope, I have no idea.
You have no idea.
'Cause that's
He's got fur. I mean, you got that much going on. But that's about
a
it.
deer?
It might be a boat.
Oh, it's one of those fur boats.
Indeed. Blue, it's your turn.
All right. Is this wolfy guy 30 feet-ish away from me?
He's 30 feet from Reverence, which would make him like Reverence said he was about 15 feet from Elspeth, and you're about 15 feet
10
on
feet.
the other side.
10 feet from
10
Elspeth.
And then you are 10 or 15 feet at the other side of Elspeth. So he's probably, watch me do math, 50 feet from you.
Okay. That's fine. I can catch him. I can catch 15 feet. Oh yeah.
You gonna put on your
Definitely can get. Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait another action, mostly because I'm about to bring this guy to you. Hopefully, if I mess this up, I'm gonna be real pissed. All right. I'm gonna use my kitty speed to just double my speed to 90, and then run around so that I am behind him, so that I am. It's me, then him, and then Reverence in a line. If that makes sense.
Okay. But I'm assuming you're staying outside of his immediate where he would get an attack of opportunity. You're just sort of running in a.
Yeah,
All right.
If I have to make a big loop just around him to just get him in between, get him in that.
All right.
All right, and then once I get into that spot, I'm gonna water whip him. DC 16 for him. Dex save.
Okay. And what kind of save?
Dexterity.
Okay. He's got a +2. He did not make it.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay, so besides taking the 22 bludgeoning damage, I'm gonna use the whip to push him 30 feet at Reverence.
Okay. So
nice.
Less like baseball, more like lacrosse.
Yeah.
Did you just water whip him?
Yes.
Just water whip at you.
Awesome. Nice.
Hit him out of the park. Well, of course, he's gonna take that radiant damage first if he comes through the wall.
And so he is very seriously hit by that.
And it smells even more of a wet dog.
It smells like wet dog around here for sure. And he is pushed into Reverence. And since he was holding his action until someone got to him, I'm going to have him make an attack, which he will have.
But first, he has to take a wisdom saving throw because he crossed the threshold of the spirit guardians.
All right. Okay. And that will be
Planning.
+1 on wisdom, which he doesn't make it.
3d8.
3d8.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll it up. And he takes that right as he enters.
Yep. As soon as he crosses it, and his movement is halved now as well.
Okay.
But just
roll 3d8.
Okay. Oh, I told you this was going to be fun. I have to find my mouse. Sorry, it's lost somewhere on my screen. I've got 2 different screens. There we go. Okay.
God, I hate that this takes up so much key. Oh.
Nice.
Poor buddy.
And now you get an advantage on your attack, or he has a disadvantage. Do you remember how the rules work on radiant damage?
It does not matter.
That doesn't do anything to radiant damage. Is the type of damage.
Okay. I thought there was some sort of like blindness or something that they had a disadvantage.
You might be thinking about guiding bolt, which is a radiant damaging attack, but its effect is what is separate to its damage.
All right. I'd heard differently, but house rules.
Yeah. Basically, the water whip zaps out, hits him, connects it right around his neck. You hear him let out a "oh," and he is pushed into Reverence and a whole bunch of little golden creatures that just lunge at him. And the next thing you know, there's a dead wolf.
One down.
Okay.
Good.
You still have movement left.
I don't know how much movement I have left, and I don't.
Well, you might want to get.
I have actions left, but I can't say. I only have attacks left, and I can't. I don't know where anyone else is.
Well, wait, hold on. You should be able. Like, how much? If you double up your speed.
He would have 50. Had to, in order. No, he went more than 50.
He went like
he had to go around and.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I did a big loop to get to him so that I wouldn't get hit by him.
That's fair. All right. Yeah.
So, and then the only thing I have is our attacks left, and I can't use them.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that's it for me.
All right. And so another wolf leaps out at you, Blue. And let's see if it hits.
Did it rush towards Blue?
It was sort of hiding.
Though, does it mean it enters the 15-foot radius around Elspeth?
Oh no, blue
I'm
is
nowhere
well
near you
outside.
guys.
I
I'm
didn't know.
nowhere
bait.
near you guys.
He's bait.
Didn't know.
Yeah, I am running around trying to throw people into it. Which
Blue,
I'm
what's your
working-
AC?
Huh?
What is your AC?
19.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah. Me getting hit is hard.
He was hoping you'd get there, so he does attempt to bite you, and which is a +5 to hit, and he rolled a 19. So what's your AC?
Ooh, 19. So he would have hit me without.
Yeah, okay. So he bites down on you, and that is 10 piercing damage, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh, that is not my forte.
And you don't make it. So you are knocked prone. He is got his teeth clamped down on you, and you have been knocked prone. And you take the 10 damage.
All right.
Erasmus, it's your turn.
How far away is the wolf that just bit Blue from me?
He's probably like, you were even farther away from, so you're like the farthest away. So you're talking like 70, 80 feet easily.
Okay. Can I see him? The fire. There's a big fire going.
Yeah, you can probably see them.
Okay, well, I'm gonna attempt to Eldritch Blast him.
Okay.
19.
That hits.
I do 5 force damage. Let's see if the other one hits. 11. Probably doesn't hit.
No.
He's a bit far away, so I'm glad just one of them hit.
Yeah, so you got him with one, and then missed with the other. So this, and right now, the wolves saw what happened to their friend, so they are going to leap out, 2 of them, and they are going after Erasmus. Now, so what's going to happen?
Am I within?
You're within the Spirit Guardian range, right?
Okay. Yeah. I would assume that Elspeth stood close enough to me that I would be
I'm
in it
trying
too.
to cover everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they run around outside of it.
They are going to both have to take. All right, so I'll do them one at a time. One takes a Wisdom saving throw.
Right.
Does not make it. So that's a 3d8, right? So if you want to roll that. Okay, so he takes.
Okay.
7. And but he is going to try to.
Actually, hold on. I just realized something. I should have had it. No, I shouldn't. Sorry, he's prone, so I don't get advantage. Sorry, no mind.
Yep. So he is going to take a bite out at you, Erasmus, and he's a +5 to hit. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, he hits. He definitely hits.
All right, so you take 10 points of damage. And then the other guy comes and also goes for you. Let's see. So wisdom saving throw. Yeah, I don't think that makes it either.
No,
it's like +1. It's a 9. All right, so he also takes.
Yeah, coming up.
Yeah. 12. Ouch. Okay. All right. So he gets hit a little worse, and he is going to attack you with advantage, actually.
Oh, they have pack tactics too.
Yeah.
Of course
So
they do. Whoa.
I think both of them would have hit, so.
Yeah.
So you take another 10 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay, I would like to use my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke on the last guy.
Okay.
Nice.
He has to make a dex save of 13.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming he probably can.
+2. So okay. So
Yeah.
what is that?
He takes half damage, so he takes 13 damage.
All right. That still hits him pretty good. He is bloodied.
More like scorched.
Scorched. And now our wares are coming in. So one of them is close to blue, so it's going to go in. Let's see, and he has taken on these. Is it already taken on their hybrid form? And so you see coming in basically a wolf man on two legs. It's holding a spear, but there is a feral madness in its eyes and just a bloodlust. It has terrible teeth and sharp claws, and it is going to jump at you, Blue.
Nice.
So, and it has, it does have advantage from you being prone. So let's say, that is a 14 plus whatever, and that is a 16 plus, it has a multi-attack. So the bite is +4 to hit, so that's 20. And that is 1d8 plus 2, it says, and it doesn't give me so 8 damage. And then it's going down on you with its spear. Which 12 plus, let's see, what is the spear? 16 to 16 hit?
No.
All right, so you take 8 damage, but you manage to just squirm out of the way of the... Oh, I'm sorry. It can't do a spear because it's hybrid. So it actually goes down with its claws against you, which is the same. You just miss the slashing damage. So it bites you and it slashes out at you. And yeah, that's all it. And then it just lets out a terrible, just bloody howl. The other werewolf is going to attack our friend Erasmus. So far nobody's made a wisdom save. So let's see if he can do it. He doesn't have any
I'm so fucking dead.
pluses. All right, so he makes his wisdom save. What does that mean?
Halves it.
I think that's half damage.
Yeah.
All right, so 13.
6.
6. All right. All right.
I'm so fucking dead.
All right. He will try to bite and then claw you. The bite probably misses. It's just a 9 plus 4.
Yeah, that misses.
And the claw is even worse.
Yes.
And he doesn't have pack tactics, so he can't. He doesn't get that. So yeah, he tries, but oh, you just managed to whoosh. Okay. And he's distracted because he's got all these like friggin' little fairy things at him, and he's like, ah. All right. So that brings us back up to Elspeth.
Okay. Sorry, I picked a bad time to put peanuts in my mouth. But I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. So, and I'm going to direct it at the ones going after Erasmus because it's closer for me to get to.
Yeah.
Is
Maybe you
spiritual
could probably-
weapon a concentration spell?
No.
By the way. Okay, good.
Then you can probably
Just making
cast it
sure.
right next to
Nope.
them.
I have the list in the order in which I'm supposed to cast these. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, you got a list. Okay.
That's my action. I'm just so.
Well, so
I thought spiritual weapon was a bonus action.
It's
Oh yeah, it's a bonus action. You're right.
Yeah.
So I still have my action.
Yep.
Excellent. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to.
Can you make it attack on this round or?
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah,
cast
you
Sacred
summon it
Flame.
and you make an attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at one of the beings, one that's biting Erasmus.
Well,
Which one?
yeah,
How many are biting him?
well, so far there were 3.
There were 3.
many.
2 wolves and 1 werewolf.
Yes.
I guess I will go for the werewolf.
Okay. And you roll the. He needs to make a dex save.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. And his dex is a +1, so 16.
Yeah.
So he makes that, yeah. But my spiritual weapon, I take it that hit.
Yeah, 25. That presumably hits.
Yes, that
Okay.
hit.
All right. I just did them in the reverse order
And
because
was that in? Was that at
the werewolf or the
werewolf that's over by Blue, right?
Correct.
Okay.
By Blue?
And
I'm
Or
sorry,
Erasmus.
Erasmus. Sorry, I was looking
Yeah.
at the wolf and the sky was blue.
okay, so everything you've thrown out has been at
One
Yes.
target.
all right, one target. Okay. So that is he's taken 5 of damage.
Yep.
Okay. That leads us to Reverence.
Oh, I love that they all just ignored me. I look over at my friend Erasmus being devoured by wolves.
Yeah. Little help, please.
I'm going to rush to his aid. In fact, I will cast as my bonus action. I will cast Shield of Faith on Erasmus. Erasmus, for the next until I lose the spell. Essentially, you have +2 to your AC.
Yay.
Then I'm going to rush the one that Smith has been attacking.
That's the werewolf.
Yes, I'm going to rush it first. And I'm going to attack it with my short sword. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 20. Does that hit?
Does
Chrissy's muted.
yeah.
So is Christy, but don't know why both.
Sorry, my fault. I had the kids and then I forgot to unmute. Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. So I attack with the short sword.
with the short sword, and it hits, but it just doesn't seem to do anything.
Oh fuck! They're immune to. You need to detect them as a magic.
So it does no damage at all. Okay.
Your
visible damage.
Short sword is not silver, right?
No.
Oh.
But I didn't think they were immune to damage. Well,
now you were aware. Well, you could roll. You know what? You can roll. Roll religion. Yeah. It as you hit out at them, you and you see it seems to do nothing at all, or like it cleaves, and by the time you pulled the short sword out again, it's just healed over completely, like nothing happened. And you seem to remember the stories that they can't be hurt unless the weapons are magical or silver.
Ah, okay. Well, that's in that case. As soon as I hit, I'm going to expand the spell slot, and I'm going to smite him. I'm pretty sure he's not immune to radiant smites.
Okay. Now,
so you actually hit him, have a moment of realization, and then.
And I'm just double checking this. So you cast something on Erasmus, you whacked him with the sword. You can still do the smite. Is that like an
smite
extra?
Smite is not an action. It is just me expending a spell slot whenever I hit with an attack.
Okay. So go ahead.
All right. So I have 3 first levels and 1 second level left, and that is 4d8 because it is a second level slot. 23 damage.
Nice.
Ow. Yeah, that took the radiant damage. So you catch out with your sword. You see that him sneer at you. No damage is done, and he starts to grin, and you just push that smite into him, and he ain't grinning anymore. That hit. So
cool. My second attack, can I attack one of the wolves?
Yes.
Okay. So against the wolves. Oh, that's damage. Sorry. Reroll that. Core. Short sword. 22 against one of the wolves.
That'll hit.
6 damage.
Okay. Now, one of them was pretty badly injured at this point, and one is not particularly badly injured.
I go for the more hurt one.
Okay. So he's looking real bad now.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Which leads us to Blue.
All right.
Over there with a
whole pack of people.
Yeah.
Two friends.
2 extra friends. That's okay. Gonna use my action to turn on my haste ring. And then it's half my movement speed to get up, right?
Correct.
That's fine. I still have like 45. So is 45 enough for me to get to Erasmus?
No. I was like 80 feet away from you when I...
You were like 80 feet away.
No. I mean, it would barely get you to...
Like the edge of my thing.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
probably near me. You're probably near us now. Yeah.
And that would mean you would take a couple of opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
Might be better to just get up and beat the crap out of them.
Might be. All right, well, I'm up either way. So, yeah, let's. God, I don't have that many attacks left, and they hurt a whole lot. So I want to get close to the cleric again. No, I will.
Well, you do have extra attacks because of the haste.
Only one at this point, or well, two. 2 unarmed strikes. I will. No, I will chance the. I'm gonna spend a key point to double my movement speed, so it's back up to 90. And then I'm gonna chance it on the attacks of opportunity to make it over to Erasmus.
Okay. All right. So the wolf hits out at you with advantage, and the werewolf does not have advantage. So hang on. Uh, 15 plus. Yeah, he hits you.
So haste ring, my AC went up to 21. So.
Oh, all right. Never mind then. He does not hit you. And the werewolf slashes out at you. Does not hit you. So you get out. You are so fast. They were not expecting this blinding speed. And you get the hell away from them.
All right.
As they swing.
How close did I make it? Did I make it to people that I can hit near Erasmus?
Yes. You can at least hit one of the direwolves.
All right. Well, one direwolf is going to get a couple of unarmed strikes. So 18.
You're muted again.
Yeah.
Chrissy, you're muted again.
I'm sorry. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And 7. And then he'll get a second unnumbered strike. 11. Oh, that probably doesn't hit.
All right. So I need to know if you're going for the more damaged direwolf or the less damaged direwolf. So they're pretty close to each other and to Erasmus. So
let's go for the more hurt one.
All right. Then how do you want to do it? Because you just killed him.
Good. Just go. So because I'm running so fast, you just see Blue run up and stick a paw out. And as he goes by, he just smacks pretty much just grabs the wolf's head and just is holding it there.
And this poor mangled wolf just looks at her and chokes out his last breath. So, let's see.
Was that on the first attack or the second attack?
The second attack didn't hit anything.
Yeah.
So
Oh, all right. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with yeah. Like he died and then you tried to sort of swing out at the other one, but by then the other one was wary of you and kind of, ready to leap out of the way. So that leaves, yes. The dire wolf that tried to bite you. Let me see exactly. He can. Shoot. I don't think. Yeah, he can't quite get to Elspeth. He gets like right up till maybe he'll dash and he'll. Actually, he's gonna get right up to before he can get hit by her spirit guardians, and he's just going to at them. So he knows he can't quite get her, and he's like a little wary. But that's as far as he's going to be able to get right now. Erasmus, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
Disengage and run away.
Yeah, that was sort of my plan. Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm engaged with two of them at least, so they'd have to get away from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage. Use my action to disengage and move over. So I'm standing. I'm standing next to Elspeth.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. And that leaves us to so the dire wolf and werewolf that are close to Reverence are gonna attack him.
Well, they're gonna make the wisdom saving throw first.
Okay.
Let's see if they're.
That's 13 plus. It's the dire wolf first, which is a +1 to wisdom. So 14. Does that make it?
I think hers is 15.
I'm scrolling back up to see.
No, I think it's wait, I'm wrong.
I think it's the same as mine. Mine's 15.
Sorry, what's going on?
What's your DC for your spells?
Oh, that's a good question. It's 15.
Okay. So
spell saving DC, right? That's the number?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
15.
ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So basically, he doesn't make it. So if you want to roll damage on him.
He's doing Spirit Guardian again?
Yeah, because he started his turn inside it.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, nasty.
Yeah, it was.
Damn.
I told you my tactics have changed.
You're getting rolling really good, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Sometimes the dice are with you, and sometimes they aren't.
Oh, we've been here on nights they haven't.
So it happens.
Also, it's very gratifying in my first outing trying these out that they're all looking really well. So.
But now he will attack at Reverence with advantage. So 12 and then 12 plus 5 is 17.
Hit shield. Doesn't get me.
And yeah, he tries his best to get at you, but he can't quite do it. The werewolf that was over by Blue is going to go to and just run to where he's right next to his wolf friend. So they're both sort of just staring at Elspeth from just outside her spirit guardians. And that's all they're going to do right now.
What about the werewolf that was on me?
He's about to try to.
Oh, okay.
So he is going to give a wisdom. Last time he was the only one who's ever made the wisdom save. So we'll try him again. Nope. Okay.
Dang.
Jesus.
Just all above average rolls, every one of them.
This is crazy. Oh, he is so bloody now too. All right.
This is perfect.
Yeah, he is very close to.
I'm not even in my third round tactics yet.
Raise the shields.
So he is going to attack. I don't think that's going to hit anything. It's 12 plus. He tries to bite you, and
All the gold things are just distracting him. Little fairies.
yeah, little bastards.
The searing pain from their hearts.
Being eaten by radiant energy.
Yeah.
Do you only have one attack?
No, he has two. So I'm just double checking what the plus is. So it's a +4. So I guess we'll see if he can do anything. Bam! All right, good.
Oh.
Finally. Sorry.
No, that's fair enough.
So he gets his. Unfortunately, his claws are not the strongest of his attacks, but it's what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 + 2, it's 10. That's 20. 20 points, basically.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, there goes my my extra AC.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Let me make that roll, actually. It's still just a DC 10 con save. Nope, lost it.
Oh.
All right. So, yes. And yeah, that's all he can do. He's not going to try to run because he's not healthy enough to run away from you and take. Actually, he could.
Mm-hmm.
He could. So he's going to actually run away so that he is outside of.
All right, I'd like to make an attack.
All right.
I'm going to grab him.
All right.
He can either make an athletics or an acrobatics check against mine.
All right. Let us see where he's at with that.
15 total.
He's +2 on strength. All right. All right. It's just not. It's not this werewolf's day.
He doesn't take no damage, but he can. His movement is reduced to 0.
Yeah. He tries to get away.
Oh, he would have had half movement anyway because he's inside the sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was at the edge of it.
Oh, okay.
It would have been enough to get him out of there.
So as he turns around, Reverence wraps his arm around his throat and holds him in place and goes, "You're not going anywhere, friend."
Stay here. It's nice and cozy.
All right. So that brings us to Elsbeth.
All right. So, is there still a baddie inside the zone?
There's this fella.
Yeah.
Well, you might want to.
Are there two? Did both of the direwolves die?
Sorry, what was that?
Did both of the direwolves die?
No. One is dead and one is looking pretty rough.
But inside the zone?
Yeah, they're
inside the
both
zone.
werewolves.
Okay, because that's where my spiritual. Yeah, that's where my spiritual weapon is. So I'll go ahead and I'll attack that one with my spiritual weapon.
Right.
Probably not. 12.
Which one are you hitting?
The one that's looking inside the zone, looking kind of bleh.
Is it the dire wolf or the werewolf? They both look bleh.
Oh, I guess the werewolf because it needs a magical.
Okay, yeah, you hit him.
Oh, really? Wow, that's
Yep.
surprising. Okay.
Werewolves do not have a lot of. They're just wolves, so
Okay.
They rely on their immunities more than their.
yeah.
9 force.
And how do you want to do it?
Oh, well,
Nice.
the scimitar, which is also very gold and complements the fairies very well, the angelic beings,
Nice arrangement.
just sort of slices down into his skull and just completely ends him in that way. Okay.
And he is released from his curse as you see a human man where the wolf man was before,
Oh.
but bloody and dead.
Oh, well, at least he's released. Okay, and then, all right, I got stuff.
pardon you.
Yeah, I've got other stuff to do now. So I just turn around and look at the one that's standing outside of the zone, that's growling at us.
There is also a wolf and a werewolf outside of the zone.
Okay, so I can see the werewolf. I'm gonna attack with guiding bolt.
Okay. And that hits.
Excellent. Yeah, just level 1.
Okay.
So there's the radiant damage, magical radiant damage, right?
Right. So where is?
You're a fucking powerhouse right now.
Yeah.
That 15 hours of research really paid off.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you have also been quite lucky with the rolls.
Yeah. All right. So that happens, and that's your everything.
That's me done. Yep. I'm only doing 3 things at once. Concentrating, firing, and doing bonus actions. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep. All right. Reverence, it's your turn.
All right, so the one that I was holding is dead now.
He is dead.
That poor fella. So who's left? There's another. Who's left in the circle itself?
Just one more wolf.
There's one more wolf, and then there's a werewolf sitting on the edge.
Yes.
And she just guiding bolted it.
Yes.
Okay, then. I am going to use, since I don't have a spell currently, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast the spell Branding Smite on my sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to charge that werewolf.
All right. So the wolf that you're near gets an attack of opportunity. Let's see. And I'm going to assume misses, even with like a +5.
Yeah, it misses.
All right. So you do make it to the werewolf.
Mm-hmm. And no one's attacked it since the guiding bolt got cast on it, correct?
Right.
All right, then I'm going to attack with advantage. Natural 20.
Damn. All right.
Someone's gonna die.
So the branding spite. Let me just pull up that spell real quick for you, because that's not a spell on my list. It's a spell off my racial list.
Okay.
Okay, so he takes 2d6 additional radiant damage. I guess that makes it doubled. So 46 radiant damage, and he cannot become invisible and sheds a dim light of 5 foot light until the next minute.
Glows
So
in the dark,
yeah, he glows in the dark.
Okay.
like a nightlight.
So 2d6, 4d6, you said?
I'll roll 46. Yeah, I'm just doubling the dice basically because I critted.
Okay.
And just for the shit of it, I'm going to also smite him normally.
If that's even necessary.
Doesn't matter at this point.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to use a first level spell slot. and I'm going to hit him for another 3d8. So that makes it 6d8, right?
Yes.
All right, then. 45 damage. Radiant.
That is enough to kill him. Or her. How do you do it?
I slam the blade of into the chest of the werewolf, and as I do, I let out a visceral scream as radiant energy explodes in all directions from his body.
Does the body keep glowing?
Yeah, sure. The remains, the bits that are everywhere now.
You are there with a holding a naked dead woman upon your sword.
And I'm going to attack the wolf beside him.
Okay.
Well. 24 to hit. 10 slashing, piercing damage.
Yeah, was that? Okay. Still up. All right, because he hadn't taken any damage. All right. So and the wares are all gone. All right, Blue.
All right. We only got the little direwolf left.
Yep.
I'm sorry, direwolf. I don't like dogs very much, direwolf. So you're just gonna get punched a whole lot.
All right.
I really should just make like a 6 punch button because he's gonna get punched 6 times.
I don't think he's going to be able to take 6 punches.
Well, the first one probably misses at a 10.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Yeah, that one.
That one hits.
Yeah.
With a 6.
Okay.
The
Looking
20.
rough. That hits.
With a 6.
That kills him.
Okay.
All right. So, and so fast you can barely see it, and yet when the blurring movements have stopped, there is a dead direwolf underneath. And I mean, there is one more direwolf next to Reverence now, and you can get there.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 more unarmed strikes.
Okay.
27.
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
That's a failure.
That's
All right. Roll me a D100. At least I can do this.
30.
Okay.
That's fairly low, so that shouldn't be too bad.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
The higher it is, the worse it gets. That's how you ended up
advantage
unconscious.
on the next attack.
I'm sorry, I'll do what?
All right. So as you you start to attack your opponent, you're oddly fearful of this particular wolf. I don't know why. It's just like you just won. Probably it's the smell. It's like so you will have disadvantage against the next roll.
Well, that was the wolf that got wet, so that would make sense.
Yeah. It's like, oh God, no wolf smell. All right, so you have one more.
And I have 1 more left at 13.
Yeah, that doesn't.
10, because you have disadvantage.
10 because
Yeah. So okay, Rasmus.
So there's 1 alive. Well, he is gonna get. Let's just Eldritch Blast him, and I get advantage. 19.
Yep.
3. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
15.
That hits.
10.
Ow. All right, so it's looking bad now. His turn. I mean, he's there right next to Blue and Reverence, neither of which are probably looking like he's going to attack Reverence, I think.
Go for it.
20? No, 21.
That hits. Roll damage.
All right. He is 2d6 plus 3. Let's see what happens. 8 plus 3 is 11.
Okay.
And he will try. Let's see. Oh, you have to do a strength saving throw.
16.
Yeah, you make it. He slams into you, takes a chunk out, and tries to knock you down, but yeah, you're not going down. So, that's Elspeth.
Okay, so can I move my spiritual weapon over to the remaining attacker? I'm not quite sure what kind of wolf it is.
It's the dire wolf.
Dire wolf.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough.
Okay. So, yeah, that'll be the last whack of that. 12? Hit last time?
Nope.
Nope, okay. Then I will fire off another guiding bolt at it.
Yeah, that one hits.
Okay. 11 radiant damage.
And he goes down.
In a ball of radiant light.
Well, there you are.
I was not very effective in this fight, I feel.
Well, you did have 3 people on you at once.
You were a good tank.
That's true. I didn't draw them into the.
Yeah. I told you, you put something small and weak in the middle, they'll come to you.
Fuck you.
My plan worked.
Well,
Yeah, so I guess.
get rid of the bodies and set up camp for the night.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we've got a few hours till dawn. It's after midnight. Been fighting for a couple minutes, but
Do we want to go check out their camp?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm up for that. I'm too hyped up after the battle to go to sleep. Plus, maybe their tents are nice.
Do you have any healing on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to do channel energy, and so that gives me a total of 30 points to dole out. I can raise everyone whatever half your hit points are. So, like if you have 40 hit points, I can get you to 20, but not above it. So, who's like really, really hurt?
I'm at 13.
Okay, so I can
I'm
give
at
you like
17.
and what would it take to get you to half?
8.
Okay, so you can have 8. Who needs more? Like, to get you up to half. Who's next?
Oh, I up to half would be 1 point for me, so that doesn't really.
Okay. How about
I'm above half.
Okay. Well, that was kind of a wasted spell then. Are you okay at half?
I'm going to cast Lay on Hands on myself.
I'm gonna take the 1 point just.
Okay.
I should be okay.
I can do cure wounds on you, but it's going to be like, 8 points.
I'll put 15 on me and 15 on Erasmus.
Okay.
It's a really good spell for getting you from like 2 to half. But then I need other people to top up after that.
Yeah. So that's all my lay on hands. So don't get lycanthropy tonight.
Don't lick any of the stuff.
Well, I did prepare lesser restoration, so if somebody starts feeling a bit wolfy.
As you say that,
I think that's a remove curse spell.
Oh, okay. Well, I could go overnight that. So.
As you see that, you see Blue just like with his paw in his mouth and just look at you.
Yeah, don't a cat go into a werewolf, a werecat wolf.
Well, he's already a werecat, basically.
God, that'd be a weird. I'm not sure I'd be okay with that combination.
Yeah, like the man bear pig,
What do they
half
even
man,
look
half bear,
like?
half pig. Okay. Anyway, we're being very silly now. Yeah, we're going to the camp.
Yeah, I guess. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll travel over to the camp. Well, what about these guys? Well, they didn't seem like they had anything on them.
Naked.
They were swinging spears and clawing at us.
Yeah.
I don't think they had anything on them.
We should probably like round them up and take the bodies back. At least of the humans, right? Because they're probably.
Why?
Where are they going to put them? We should just like put them aside and cover them in leaves right now, and then we'll come back and dig a grave later.
Or cremate them. We have a fire going.
If you want a side gig, I guess.
A little sacrifice. Never heard anything.
I don't know. How do people feel about that? I mean, it solves a lot of problems.
I mean, it's not really like it's really a problem to begin with.
We don't know who they are. Yeah. So, and it's worse to leave bodies just lying around. So
what are we doing to the bodies? Burning them?
He wants to
we're gonna make a very big bonfire, and then
we already have one.
We have a campfire, first of all.
No, we have it. It was like it's a campfire with extra firewood going out from it.
Listen, I don't think this is how you cremate a body.
I don't think a campfire is going to do it. We might need something bigger. I think that's fair.
You underestimate my abilities.
Listen, I do not underestimate your abilities. I just do not think we should just go around burning every corpse we come across.
Because
it's more or less what you do.
I've not burned a single corpse.
That is untrue. You burn.
All right, can we have this conversation on the way to the camp?
Go on.
Drives through the woods, making all kinds of sound because we're all
not like
now.
I could stop myself from making that much noise.
We have clink and clank.
I don't think we're worried about sneaking up on people anymore.
Well, they know we're here, so.
Exactly. Chrisiousity, do you know you're muted again?
Yep, I was just letting you guys do your thing.
Well, stop us, please.
So, yeah.
What's at the camp?
When you get there, roll a perception or investigation. Are you just looking around or in general or trying to really...
I'm going to do an investigation.
Yeah,
all right.
I will assist whoever has the highest investigation.
Right?
I can do a perception. But this time it didn't go so well.
You're all 18. Done with your high rolls.
Yeah, I'm all done.
Okay.
My streak is over. The battle's done.
You find Erasmus. You go up to one of the bedrolls, and hiding under the pillow, you see that there's been sort of a disturbance in the ground, as if someone has buried something under their own pillow.
Ooh.
So you sort of brush it away, and you find a sack with 150 gold pieces and a little figurine in it.
Of what?
It looks like a wolf figurine.
I hand the gold to Elspeth.
Yep, I was just going to say, I got the kitty. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll put it in the kitty.
And as you...
Poor Blue.
As you look around, you hang on a second.
How much was it? 150?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm investigating that. Looking at the little figurine.
And
Funko Pop.
He found a Funko Pop.
you head over to
Sorry.
you head over to the to the other bedroll, which is a little smaller, and you take it was probably the girl's bedroll. So let's see. And let me just really quickly. One second. And you find another figurine. This one glows with a sort of, with just a little bit of magic that you can find, and it looks like a silver raven.
What did the wolf one appear to be made out of?
The wolf one appeared to be made out of onyx. You can't, I mean, you're not an expert on jewels. You could take a closer look at it.
Probably in daylight would help.
Yeah, it just looked really very dark to you.
I think this one is magic.
You gonna show it around?
Yeah, I like hand them around and let everyone else take a look. The raven one that looks like a bird. I think it's a raven. It seems magic.
Let's see. If I cast detect magic, that's not gonna tell me much about it, is it?
Well, it would tell you that it is magic, and you would be able to tell the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll cast detect magic. So, 30 feet.
It is definitely a what's the type? It is magic. And I want to say it's probably transmutation, but
That would
I
make
can't
sense.
Which of course it doesn't exactly say here. But transmutation is what I think you get.
Yep, I explained that to the party.
What about the other one?
Can I sense anything on that one?
You sense nothing on the other one.
Okay. I've got it up to 10 minutes, so anything else you find, be quick.
Is there anything else around?
Wolf, clearly there's been some wolves around here. You can see a lot of fur, and it's kind of smelly, and that's about it.
Okay.
So maybe the druids know something about those figures.
Yeah, we could ask. So, what time is it at this point?
It is probably like 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe wait out here for the rest of the night.
Or go back to the campfire?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right, so you make your way back.
We should probably write down that we have the two figures.
Yep, I can do that.
All right.
I think we're going to ask about it here pretty quick, though.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, I'll write it down.
We still have them. Okay.
We will forget.
Are we going to... get a nap? Okay, before we take a nap, I would like to make a prayer, burning a page in the in the campfire, not asking for anything specifically, just thanking for being alive after this fight.
You do that, and you get the sense that he was really kind of sad that you didn't end up cremating anyone, but he's happy you're alive too.
I share it. I share his sadness.
So you have a moment of like commiseration and empathy. No one lets you do anything fun.
So I guess one person's going to have to stay up for the watch.
All right.
Yeah, we can take turns.
Well, it's like 3 a.m. Probably get going at sunrise, so we're talking about 2 short rests, really. Which might be better.
We can take a short rest. A short rest wouldn't bother me, but what about the rest of you?
I think I could go with a short rest. I think would be okay.
Well, you, Blue, and I didn't really mention this because you had already been out of that, but you were exhausted after using the haste ring.
Oh, that's true.
Also, we have been up since dawn.
Yeah, well, we're pulling an all-nighter, I think. Some of us, anyway.
Yeah.
So,
well, not watch is pretty much how that goes.
Whoever's doing the watch should roll a perception.
I'll start out.
Do you want to go? Who's going first?
I'll start out. Nope.
Why do you volunteer when you're not good at it? Just pulling his own weight.
Because I would naturally be awake anyways, like doing the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why you're not paying attention.
Yes.
You're never going first again.
It's really it's a nice moon. That's about, that's nice.
Okay, I can go second.
Let's see. And you are... Oh, yeah, you see, like, everything. There isn't a lot to see, but you... with the light of the moon sort of lighting everything up and your own ability to see in the dark, you see as the moon goes down and the sun starts to crest over the hill, and there's nothing in your area that is worrisome to you. You can feel like, yeah, we're all right here right now.
Okay, well, everyone can sleep well then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we got a long rest, or
if you guys want to go through the whole long rest, and
I mean, if we've already taken 2 people, might as well take a third.
Okay, go for it. Who is the third?
Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's real early in the morning and you're a bit groggy. But, nothing really shows up to bother you. And is there one more, or do you guys just sort of pack it up and head back to the druids?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's light enough. Yeah, let's hightail it back. Who cares about being stealthy or awesome?
Wait, we got to take care of the body. We just can't leave the bodies.
I was going to take them with us to show that we had done the deed.
That works.
At least the 2 human ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe they'll recognize that whether or not those were the people that came into town.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure druids have no problem seeing a natural thing, which is a dead body.
All right, who's going to carry them?
Maybe just keep them away from the kids.
I bet Rasmus carries one of them.
We've already traumatized the kids enough kids.
I look at everyone. I don't think any of you could. I'll carry the bodies.
You carry both?
Yes. easily.
Okay.
He can probably carry both and me at the same time.
All right. Well, I'm going to have you roll not a strength check, but a constitution.
All right.
Oh, they're smelly.
Well, it's not just that they're smelly. I mean, it's a hike. Like, you can lift them. They're not. You have that capacity, but yeah, I mean, by the time you get back to the druid camp later in the day, you're pretty tired, but you're not showing it.
Mhm.
You're like, nope, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Rasmus asks a couple of times to help you out, and you refuse.
No, why would I do that?
He would never do that.
No.
Yeah. You pretend Erasmus as stupid. You say no, you were too busy tanking.
It's more like Blue. It's more like Blue goes, Erasmus, that looks pretty heavy, you know? It looks like Reverence is struggling a little bit. And then Erasmus is like,
Maybe you should help him out.
Look, I already proposed my solution.
So you head back. It is, by the time you get back and you've taken your rest and everything else, it is now early afternoon.
mm-hmm.
The enclave once again is just as welcoming as it was before, and as you start to step in, a white deer with a scar on its face comes up to you and gives you a nod.
I thank it. I greet it in Sylvan.
Mm-hmm. And it looks at you confused.
I look at it confused.
After a moment, the form shimmers, and it is Grundlin. She says, I don't speak Sylvan.
Oh. Huh. Okay. I didn't know it was you.
Awkward.
Really? You couldn't. It's a deer with a big scar like she had.
It could have been any deer with a big scar.
In Infernal, I just tell you that was a bit racist.
I look at him. In Infernal, I go, how? I thought it was a fake creature.
I sigh in Draconic.
In any case, she welcomes you back in. She looks over the bodies that you have brought back and says, yes, this are the two that came in. And you kind of see her go silent and interior for a moment, and after just a moment or two, another a white elk comes, and he nods at the he looks at the two bodies, and then he sort of gets down in front of you with a clear intention of saying, go ahead, put him on.
I put him on.
He walks off into the woods, and she says he will attend to their the needs of their bodies. And she guides you back into the enclave and asks people on the way for tea to be brought. Sits you down and says, thank you so much for this great favor that you have done for us. We would we would love to do a favor in return, though I am not sure what we could do other
look
than
at the other.
provide you.
I didn't do anything for a reward, though I'm sure my companions may disagree.
Could we stay here for the night? And can I go to bed right now?
Oh, you are always welcome here. You are welcome anytime. Please. And she brings you
the figurines.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So I get. Who has the bag of holding?
I do.
Yeah. You want to fish them out?
Yeah.
She looks at them and says, give me a few minutes. And she sort of walks away. There's some conversation and with one of the others, and then they appear to meditate for a bit. They come back, and she says, this is a figurine of wondrous power.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
And I will just link you guys to the information about it. Hang on.
It's a useful little doohickey.
It is.
I'm assuming only one of them works since the other one wasn't magic.
The other one was not magic. The other one was just an item.
Okay.
But the silver raven is able to be turned into a raven when you speak its power word. And she whispers a word into Elspeth's ear, which is Corvanus, if you want to mark that down. And what will happen is it becomes a raven, an actual raven, for up to 12 hours. It is friendly, understands your language, obeys spoken commands. And then you can use the animal messenger's spell on it at will, and once it goes back into its silver raven form, you can't use it again until a couple of days have passed.
Oh. Very cool. Wow.
While in Ravenfall, the figurine allows you to cast the animal message spell at will. Oh, so we can use this raven to send messages. That's cool.
Wow. So we're all like oohing and ahhing over it.
It's cool.
So she sits and says, I wonder how she ever came by such a thing. Well,
we may never know.
I do not. Well, it hardly matters. At the end of the day, we all turn into the dust of the mother. And with that cheerful thought, she brings you to your tent and offers you dinner and says you can rest here as long as you want.
Excellent.
I'm gonna break out the big ivory pipe and have a good smoke.
Cool. She looks and she says, you may take any of the herbs that you like from around here.
Thank you. Do you smoke? Any recommendations?
No, I've never myself, but I guess just whatever appeals.
I'll find something. Thank you. Can I do an investigation check to see what I can find, or nature?
Yep, either one.
Doesn't matter. It's the same. 15.
Yeah, you find some good stuff. Stuff that you figure this will burn well and be nice and smooth going down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look for some catnip now that I know what's out there.
All right. Go ahead and roll nature or investigation, whichever is better.
I don't think. Yeah, they're both exactly the same to me.
Do
God,
you want to ask for my help?
me and nature.
Do you want to ask for my help? The mushroom sniffer might be able to help.
Nah,
Probably.
you'll be good. You'll be fine.
I'll be good. I'm probably too excited to care. You might see me running around and wondering what the hell I'm doing.
I want to see.
He's doing fantasy math.
Well, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for catnip.
You find it.
You're enabling him.
I put it in my pocket. Put it in his tent.
All right.
By the pillow.
I'm gonna go find a quiet place and play some music, and that's what I'm going to do today.
Roll a performance check.
These fucking math addicts.
It's natural.
Oh, you play some gorgeous music. You feel the mother around you, just inspiring you to some of the most lovely sounds you've ever been able to make from your instrument.
See, and now you guys have like weed and catnip for the party.
And music.
Herbs, I should say.
Yeah, a lot of the other druid, especially the kids, come around and they're sort of dancing around and having a good time.
We've gone total hippie.
Well, yeah, it's a celebration of, you know.
I'm literally a hippie paladin.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. And today you are sort of peak hippie paladin. So, yeah, I mean, this seems like a good place to end things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. One thing, Christy.
Yeah.
The rest of you can just shoo.
Okay.
Okay, should we go off air?
No, just if they could mute themselves or sort of step away from a minute. I know there's a way to do this in Roll20, and I don't know.
Oh, so they need to not hear.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to get out of the hangout then.
Okay, we'll say bye, everybody, before we.
All right.
So we can still do our bit.
That's fine.
So do you want me to stop broadcasting too, or do you want me to leave it a mystery?
You know what? It's not that big a deal.
Oh,
She's Grundalin is going to find you at some point, Elspeth, and ask you to find her friend, the druid that she was talking about that loves mushrooms.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So basically, I'll send you some information on that later on.
Okay.
Is how I'll do it.
All right.
So
I guess we know what we're gonna do next.
Well,
maybe.
Well, pirates. That's what we're doing next.
Pirates. All right. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah. Is there anything else there with that, or are we wrapping up?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
No.
Excellent. Well,
Cool.
Thanks to everybody for showing up. And yeah, this was a lot of fun as always. So goodbye from me, and until next week, Saturday. But of course, Wednesday is our game night, our lockdown games. Goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye,
Bye, party.
Yay, bit.